What is up, everyone? This is Too Slow. Today I'm going to be talking about the P0505 check engine light for the 2005 to 2006 Toyota Corolla XRS. This can also involve the Matrix, but I'm not sure. I haven't heard it on the Matrix side, but I've definitely heard it multiple times on the Corolla XRS, guys. So, one issue that tends to happen is this is a very common one. Whenever you step on the gas, your pedal becomes very hard, stiff, or it just has or you have a hard time just pressing it. And then when you do, it tends to react and you tend to like drop it down real quick because you're like kind of pressing it and it's not going anywhere. So you just press it harder and then you accidentally floor it in a way. It's happened to me before a couple of times. Was able to control it, but it came to a point where I was just getting tired of it, like tired. So I was getting the sticky pedal issue, and then I was also getting randomly the P0505 check engine light for idle air control valve. So when you read that code, you're like, okay, well, let's go ahead and replace where is it at? Right here. Let's go ahead and replace the idle air control valve, which is typically what everyone does at first. They replace this or either clean it, and then they realize that didn't fix it, and your code still pops up, and then you have high idle still. The reason to the high idle is not because of this. You could clean it, and it might make it better, but this isn't the issue. The issue is within the throttle body. So, this is my very first XRS throttle body. This is a Corolla XRS. This is my original one. I already swapped it. I already took off the components from it. I already took off the XRS cable opener, throttle body cable opener. This is a silicone one that's attached to it. But basically what happens is, as you open it, you hear that? It's getting caught. And then you see that on the sidewalls. You see right there how it's all shiny? It's rubbing up against that. So whenever you press on your gas, it tends to scrape right there. And then sometimes it will get caught, and you can see how it gets caught. It gets worse when the throttle body heats up. Like, it gets a lot worse. I can't do this with one hand, but let me see if I can show you guys. Open it completely. That way you guys could get a better picture. So I tried fixing it. I tried sanding it, but you can see the problem is a lot worse. Look how far the scraping goes. You guys see that line, right? Like, I'm trying to focus on it. You guys see all that, right? All around it. My Celica one doesn't have that. So this is a Celica throttle body right here. I actually got this at Pick and Pull recently, and if I were to open it up, let me show you guys. For one, it doesn't have that crap all around it. That's dirt, but it's not scraping on it. You can see, you don't hear that thud noise when it gets caught. It's hard to show on camera. But what's making the noise is this right here. It's this right here, when this comes back to it. And this is the worst one out of the three. You hear it when I'm opening it. It's just bad. The throttle body itself is bad. And what people tend to do is, you can go one way is boring the throttle body out. You can bore it out and get it resurfaced, I guess, properly. Or you could get a aftermarket throttle body. I know Streetworks was selling them, but they went through some dilemma. They went through some drama, I guess I should say, and now I believe they're not selling the pre-production run they were doing, and I don't know if they ended up refunding people, but I don't want to get into that. That's a story for another day, because I was actually going to get a throttle body from them. No, I did not get scammed by them, but I'm just glad I dodged that bullet. But anyways, R9K is also going to be making a, I believe it was 70 or 80, 75 millimeter. I forgot what size, but they're also going to be making another throttle body. You can go that route as well. Cool. Or you can go my route, go to the junkyard and get a Celica throttle body. Yes, you heard me right. You can use a Celica throttle body on an XRS. The only thing you have to do is switch over this. This is a Corolla one, and this is a Celica one. Let's look at the differences. Do you already see the difference? One, this is reversed with this one. The cable on a Celica would go that way. The cable on the XRS would go this way. And I'm sorry about the cut right here on my finger. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry if I'm grossing you out. Another difference is this. The Corolla one comes out this way, and the Celica one goes that way. Why? Because the intake manifold is 100% different on both cars. So they had to route this way so it wouldn't hit the hoses that are coming this way into the intake manifold. But you can get away with that with using the Celica one. I will show you guys how. And they hold different part numbers. The Celica one is 22040. The Corolla one is 22160. So they're different. They're completely different, but they're the same exact dimension. Same exact. No, I can't really show you guys like that. But anyways, they're the same thing. So now what I'm going to do is swap over this. And that's it. That's all you do. I went ahead and already cleaned it up, and I'm gonna go ahead and swap over the components. All you need is a 12 millimeter. So once you get the 12 millimeter out, just start working your way on this. Like, start pulling this up, and it should come out. Careful with the spring, because it might hurt you if you don't do it carefully. If that piece has never been taken off, it's gonna be a little bit hard. So what you want to do is move it up and go left and right with it. Once you do that, just let them go for a bit and just set it aside, and remember how it goes. Set it aside. And what I meant by left and right is when you're pulling it up, go left and right, this like the long ways, left and right, and it will work its way up. It's going to be a little bit hard if it's never been removed. Went ahead and swapped out the old idle air control valve to the Celica one. It's already right there, and I already swapped out this. Opens up a lot better now. So another thing I like to do is the 3 bolts that hold the idle air control valve, they're Phillips heads. But if you go to Home Depot, you can get these. This is the code for them if you guys are interested. I don't know, I guess 8.8. If you go to Home Depot and just find something that says 8.8, just get 3 of them and use that instead of the Phillips head screws, because they will strip out. Went ahead and swapped over the idle air control valve to the Celica one. What I did hear about that is that the Celica one is a bit shorter than the XRS one, because they are different physical wise, I guess, but they do the same thing. So this is actually a cheap Chinese knockoff eBay one, and it didn't keep a good idle. It didn't. So I'm finally getting rid of that. I'm putting the actual Celica one, and it got installed. So yeah, I ended up replacing the little couplers that come. These work better. I haven't had a leak ever since. The old ones did leak a lot. Changed these out, all 3 of them, so that I can be able to take it off easily. So now just go ahead and flip it over carefully. Flip it over carefully with the camera not pointed to the actual thing. So this is our problem right here. These two come together really, really close to each other, but If you put those two hoses at the same time, you should be able to get by it easily, and I'll try and show you guys how to do it. For those wondering how to remove the throttle body, it's really simple. It's only two 12mm nuts and then two 12mm bolts at the bottom. Really simple stuff. And this is a Celica throttle body with the XRS. I don't know, what is this? What's the proper name to this? I made a poll about it on my Instagram and I still didn't seem to get the right answer, but what's the actual name for this? If someone could just let me know in the comments, that would help me out a lot. And now we just start connecting everything back. Don't want to forget it. You see how everything just pretty much lines back up? Those are the only two. This is for your idle air control valve and throttle position sensor, I believe it's what it's called. So now this is the fun part right here. Getting, which one is it? Let's start putting these back and I will show you guys. Okay, so it's this one right here, and then it would be this one, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So set these smaller ones aside and we're gonna focus on these for now. So the way I do this is I put these in like this. Put these in like this, and at the same time, it's gonna be kind of hard to do with one hand, but the idea is you want to put these at the same time and then they'll both slide in. So once you got both hoses in, you can't feed this one in until you don't put this one back in. So now that this one's back in, you can bring this one down. So there you have it, it's already installed. Yeah, you could cut this hose and make it so that it just goes like this and looks a lot neater, but I'm gonna keep that hose, and what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna buy the Celica one. I'm gonna buy a new one online and just replace this one, I guess. This is the Corolla one. I'm gonna leave it just for whatever reason. I do end up going with a R9K throttle body, which I most likely will when they release it. I will go with the R9K throttle body, so that way I'll just hold on to this one, but I'll use the Celica one for whenever I get it. But this setup should be fine. The hoses don't kink. They're okay. Like, they're not that. This is how this one looks, and this is how this one is okay with. Like, they're okay. They're not kinked or nothing. And then with that, you just start putting everything back together. Actually, we should probably put that small one. Which one was it? Was it this one? I believe it was this one right here. Actually, let me put on my intake tube first, because that one is a bit hard to put on. Intake tube is already installed. Now we focus on this smaller one down here, and focus camera. This is sometimes why I don't like using my iPhone to record YouTube videos, but it's like a lot quicker to pull out and just start recording. But got that one, and then we get to this one over here. I think this one goes like that, or does it go underneath? Pretty sure it goes underneath. Yeah, it would make more sense to go underneath. So that one goes underneath. Then we get our pliers and just do that. And then last one over here. Just put that back on, and there you go, installed. So another reason as well why I'm running the stock gearbox is because I have to go get a smog, and with my old throttle body, the check engine light would come on and off with that same code. So I didn't want to risk it getting the check engine light while I was getting the vehicle smog, because right now they're not doing no pass, no pay. They're actually going to charge you even if the car fails, and money's tight. So I was trying to avoid that. So went ahead and replaced it. I'm gonna go take it on a test drive and see what happens. So obviously the check engine light was off before this, but it's idling a bit high because obviously it's a cold start. You can see cold start, and obviously the car idles a little bit higher and it slowly starts descending once it fully warms up. But I'm gonna go take it on a test drive and see what's up. Warmed up. It's actually idling really well right now. So the car is idling a little bit below 1,000. It's probably like a 900 RPM, which I'm actually okay with. I don't mind it being at 900. Usually normal is like around 850 to 800. 900 doesn't seem too bad, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. But obviously I know this for sure fixes the sticky gas pedal issue where it gets stuck physically. I know that for sure fixes it, but as for the P0505, the idle air control valve, I know this will fix it because I've already ran the Celica throttle body before, and I actually sold my throttle body to Yang2ZZ on Instagram, and I believe he said that it's also good for him, that it pretty much solved his issue. So I have no doubts about this, but I'm probably gonna make a two-part series to this video and report back to you guys. But that is pretty much it on how to eliminate sticky gas pedal and P0505 on a Toyota Corolla XRS. Thank you guys for watching.